My team works abroad a lot. Just next week, we're going on our 6th annual workation to a seaside cabin in Ireland. And now, working abroad can be a lot of fun, but it can also be frustrating if you feel like you're stuck indoors while you're in a really cool space. So we've put together 6 tips on how you can work abroad, have fun, and stay productive at the same time. The employment landscape has changed a lot over the past 2 years, with a reported 44% of companies offering remote working opportunities. And you know what that means? That means that we're all imagining ourselves working on a beach with a laptop and margarita in hand. Now, let me tell you from personal experience, laptops and sandy beaches and direct sunlight do not go well together. But there are a ton of different ways that you can make it work, I promise. So our first tip is to make sure that you have a good internet connection. This is something you can do before you go on your trip abroad. Make sure that wherever you're staying, if that's a hotel, an Airbnb, double check that they do have an internet connection and that it is up to your standards so that you can do the work you need to. Tip number 2 is prioritize task completion over hours put in. Now, the reason for this being is that when you're abroad, when you're in a cool new environment, you're going to want to enjoy it, explore it, and be the tourist that you want to be. Now, you will also be much more motivated to get your tasks completed so that you can go off and do that exploring. So switch your focus to making sure that your tasks are being done so that when they are finished, you can finish your workday with a clear conscience and head out and continue your fun-loving life. Tip number 3 is take breaks and use them to explore. So while you are going to be in this new environment, you're going to want to make use of the different times to take in your environment. And we've spoken a lot about breaks. You need breaks throughout the day. So why not use them to make the most of that new space you're in? So maybe that's taking a walk to your local cafe right in the morning before you start your workday. Stroll around your neighborhood, check out a new little restaurant. Whatever that may be, use those breaks because you do need them, and also make the most of them by combining them with enjoying that new environment you're in. Tip number 4 is communicate any time zone differences with your team and clients, and bonus, try and make the most out of them so it benefits your team. For example, if you are now 2 hours ahead of your team, think about any kind of different tasks you can do to set them up for success before they wake up. So that might be putting together some briefs, maybe taking care of some busy work, customer support, maybe using it to do some deep work so that when your team wakes up, they have a basis of work that you've already put together for them so they can hit the ground running. Tip number 5 is to find or create a dedicated workspace. One of the biggest productivity thieves is that of distractions. Now, you can eliminate those distractions by creating a set workspace where you know you come to this place and this is the place where you do work. And that way you can train yourself to focus while you're in that space. Now, that might be a corner in your Airbnb. That might be a little cafe in your town that has Wi-Fi and a steady flow of your favorite coffee beverage. It also might be a co-working space in that town, and then you can also take advantage and get to know other locals. So whatever it might be, find your space, and that way you can make sure that you have the routine to set yourself up for the best possible working mindset. And tip number 6 is settle in for a week or longer in one single space. You might be tempted to jump around to different locations because you can work from anywhere, and so you want to try and jump around and take advantage of all those different diverse opportunities. But in the long run, it will be most beneficial to you and your productivity if you settle down. Because, like we talked about distractions, those are the biggest productivity thieves. If you keep moving around, you're going to keep wanting to take a look and absorb all the new things that are going around you. But if you settle in and settle down in one space for a week or longer, then you're able to find your focus, find your grounding, establish those routines, establish those workspaces for the best possible experience of working abroad. Plus, you also kind of get to be like a local for a little while, which I think is a total win when you're working abroad. So those were our 6 main tips for how to work abroad, stay productive, and have fun at the same time. What are your tips? What did we miss? Please comment them below. Till next time.